Personally, I think these players are all actually really good. They all play a specific style very well. And the thing that I did was encourage that style and sort of make them feel very confident in playing their strengths. Just hopping in an ARAM with the boys, little warm up their fingers before game day. I'll take one for the team.
Thank you, Coach Galen.
You're welcome, Chris.
I think Galen's done a really good job with the Academy team, just mainly because ex-players tend to do a really good job connecting with the players. Their strategies in the game tends to be a lot more recent too, so they get respected and get a lot of buy-in from the players.
He came in with just, I guess, really strong ideas and I guess just a really confident coach on how he wanted the game to be played out and his views on the game. And I think it helped a lot because, especially in Academy, there's a lot of uncertainty sometimes.
Yeah, Galen definitely has the advantage that he was a player not too long ago. He just really understands the needs of pro players and how everyone's feeling.
Just finishing the draft, making sure everyone's okay with everything.
Just gain on the anxiety hour.
Do I look anxious?
Yeah.
Why?
Your lips are quivering.
Think of Phil Jackson. He's like, I want to play the triangle. Galen wants to play this engage heavy style, and he had a vision around it. So like he had a plan.
So we really just found a team identity this split and just a style that really works for us with the engage comps.
The most important thing for us right now is solidifying our style, finding different ways and different champion picks that sort of fit that style.
This is exactly what we saw from them in the beginning of the season, thriving in that engage chaos.
For anyone who's been watching us, they're able to see that we're sort of an off-meta team. So that's sort of what's on my mind right now is making sure that for these next 2 weeks, we are very comfortable and confident on the comps that we want to run. How are you feeling today, Fergus?
Chill.
Chill? On game day?
Always chill.
Need to do some jumping jacks?
Definitely not.
No jumping jacks?
Here's some backflips. I can do some backflips.
CLG is one of the few organizations that is getting a lot of value out of their Academy team this year. For me, Academy exists to build and find the next NA talent.
We're not really looking to be an LCS retirement home. I believe there's like 25 to 30 players that are ex-LCS. Our hypothesis is let's give them a shot, see what their potential is. And as far as getting them LCS opportunities go, its player isn't really doing as well. And we believe that the Academy equivalent is ready, then we'll give them reps.
Our chef Andrew made us some nice pork belly for in between our scrims. I got kimchi, got some Korean sauce, some great stuff. Great stuff. In red side, we put one ward here for Volibear, and he's wasting time. If he wastes like 10 seconds of time, it's so bad for him.
They're going to take all our vision, and it's going to be really hard to get any vision back because we're already losing pretty hard.
The planning for this week revolved a lot around being on time for objectives, being on time to the waves a minute before the objectives, being on time to the waves 2 minutes before the objectives even, is something that top teams are doing much more consistently than we are.
Frequently what you saw was somebody coming late or us not getting first setup around objectives, which I think was one of our biggest weaknesses. And so it just comes down to just coordinating and making sure that these things are talked about as far as 2 minutes in advance so that we're the first ones at the objectives that we find important to winning the game.
The big advantage of really putting discipline towards setting up the objective fight that we get a lot more practice with structured fights, which is exciting.
Oh, dude, I think, by the way, Volley hard trolled this game. If he just didn't try to double crowd, I think this game was just boom. Yeah, I think we need to be ready to edge it out on Herald like that if their volume's winning this hard.
I think that our VOD review over the weekend was the point where that finally clicked. Eugene in particular called out the team really nicely, and said this should be the focus. The next week we should focus on something really basic and really consistent. So I think that those were the main steps, and then we just tried to facilitate it as much as we could.
So yeah, today is the first week that LCS is actually showing cameras. This is something that's been in a work in progress for a while. And so today we have backdrops because we have a bunch of sponsors that help CLG and provides CLG the resources to operate and run. This weekend, it's a little bit more difficult than last weekend. I still think they're doable, but We have to play well. I think any kind of sloppiness gets punished, and that we're not lazy on doing the win condition.
Let's kick it off right with 100 Thieves going up against CLG.
Against 100 Thieves, we definitely drafted ourselves into a hole, kind of. We didn't really have any lanes of prio. It was really hard to play out, and our jungler got really behind. And it wasn't really his fault because we drafted ourselves this way.
The game went over probably right around Rift Herald. We should have given it up, just given the state of the game. And instead, we went in, we died to, I believe, a Galio ult, and then that just made the game really hard.
Yeah, having 3 losing lanes, it's like a meme, right? But it's a really real thing.
So against TSM, we made some early game mishaps where we should have been snowballing. Pobelter lost Flash early at level 1 in lane, and then we lost the Rift Herald where we just didn't rotate properly. And then at the end of the game, it just came down to the same mistake, which is really frustrating, where we were late to 6 dragons, Soul Dragon, everybody knows it's important, and somehow we were outmanned there.
We shouldn't really be losing with our comp. We have Galio Graves from early game, and yeah, we really can't be giving up too many objectives because we are such an early game focused comp. Last 2 weeks have been abysmal. Like, our whole team really wants to win, obviously. Like, it's been a long time. And we all know we're like good enough because our scrims have been pretty good overall. Our team comps are just like really different from scrims to stage. So we got to fix that as well. I know all the fans are disappointed, and we're our own like biggest critics, you know? Like, it really sucks losing to somebody, like losing these teams where I don't think they're better than us at all. Like, we lose as a team, and yeah, we still have to fix it, right?
This is something we've been practicing, all week. First setup, talking about the objective 2 minutes before, coordinating, and just to see again for late is just really, really disappointing. And I hate being repetitive here. Like, I hate having to say the same things because I feel like we're making the necessary steps and point of emphasis in practice.